Hi, everyone, and welcome to week one of training. I am Judith Hammond, and I'm super excited to be on here today to talk to you all about connecting. So this is going to be our first skill set that we're going to use for your doTERRA business. And what's absolutely fantastic is it's basically for first-time starters, but something that you're going to use for your entire business from here on out. So today we're going to talk about finding people that would be interested in being part of your doTERRA business. And we're going to kind of break it up into two different sections as well. So the first one is going to be the people that would be interested in the product and having a membership to help them with their lifestyle and their goals. The second part is the people that would be more interested in the business and or in need of financial help and looking for fulfillment in that aspect. So our agenda for today is that we are going to talk about who these people are that we're looking for and where we're going to find them. So to start off with, the very first thing you're going to do is a list of 100. Okay, so when Dawn told me I had to do a list of 100 people, my jaw dropped on the ground. Like, I don't know 100 people. There's no way I know 100 people. I misintroverted. So when I brought on the doTERRA business, I was working from home for 6 years. My only out was my horse, who was at a private facility with a max of 12 horses. We never maxed out, and I normally always rode by myself. So when I finally sat down with a pen and paper, I started my list and I got to about 20 people. And that's when I found out you're not making a list of 100 people that you think are going to be interested in doTERRA. You're making an open list. And what that is it's basically a list of 100 people that you've met in your entire lifetime. Okay, so that makes it a lot easier for everybody. We're not pre-qualifying people. We're not prejudging them. We're not deciding on who's going to be interested in the product or who's going to be interested in the business. We're not doing that just yet. We are just making a list of 100. So even if you're introverted like me, I can guarantee that in your lifetime, you've met 100 people. Okay, so grab a pen and paper, and that's the list you're going to start with. So the second part is, where are you going to find these people? Okay, so we normally always start with our closest friends and family, right? They're normally our go-to. The people that you think are going to be kind and gracious to you, or they're going to be horrible depending on what they're like, right? Some are super supportive and some are waiting for us to fail. We all know people like that, right? So your friends and family can be your best and they can be your worst. The next area you're going to find people, and what I want you to think about is we're going to think about present and we're going to think about past for these next situations. So again, starting off with your friends. So maybe not your 100% go-to people, but your next friends, right? The ones that you might meet up for tea or coffee or that you talk to on and off, those ones, and then start working your way back. You can also think about things like high school or college and university. I know when I went to high school, I also did co-op as well. So start to think of those people. Also the people that maybe you have on your Facebook or Instagram, but that you actually haven't connected with in a long time. You can think about present and past coworkers, right? Who's been in and out of your lives while you've been working. What's really cool about this is that when you start to make your list, it's going to start to expand really quickly, because you're like, okay, well, I used to have lunch with Ashley every single day, but we also sat with boom, 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 right? Your list will really start to grow quickly when you start to come up with those people that have been in your lives. The next part that you're going to start to think about is going to be your neighbors. So again, think of your present neighbors and your past neighbors. You don't have to know these people by first name either. It can be wife at the house with the green garage doors. It can be number 14 down the street. It can be husband and wife that have the two houses over here, right? So then jot them down, put whatever notes you need to do beside them so that you know which people you're talking about. And then the next kind of group of people is the ones that you don't know their names of, but you see them frequently. So maybe places that you go into on a regular basis. What about the cashier at the grocery store, the dollar store, the health food store? So any places that you go into on a regular basis, or even once a week, once a month, that you see the same faces. Maybe that's the bank, right? And start to jot down those people as well. But let's start to expand and let's start thinking about more community side. So your local church is a great option. Okay, there's tons of people that are in and out of the church, long-term and short-term. You can also think about schools. So I learned a lot from the schools. For those of you who don't know me, my daughter last year was her first year at school, so she just started junior kindergarten. And there are so many people for drop-offs and for pickups. Every single day after school, we would go to the park, even if it was for 10, 15 minutes. There's so many other moms and daycare sitters that are there. So it's a great group of people that you can start talking to as well. Maybe you volunteer somewhere. So write down where you volunteer at. Maybe if you don't volunteer and you always wanted to, then that's a great opportunity to start as well. So start looking at the groups in your area that would be most interesting to you as well. There's also sports. So there's summer sports, fall, winter, spring sports. They're always going on. So that can be another opportunity. And also think of things like gyms or yoga centers, maybe something that you used to do that you haven't done in a while, or something that you wanted to get into. So that's a great area where there's a lot more people. Also groups in your area. I know we have a biking group in the area. There's a bunch of ladies that go out walking and jogging. Okay? And then also look at your local businesses as well. So anything like health food stores or spas, chiropractic massage locations. So anything like that, that's where you're going to start to look at to get your list of 100. Now, if you've been doing this for a while, then it's the exact same. I want you to look back as well. So maybe somebody that you talked to, but it didn't really go anywhere, or someone that came in for a one-on-one consult or a class that kind of disappeared. Okay, so look back at those people as well. And what I want everyone to remember is that even if somebody tells you no, it means not now. So you have no idea what people are going on, what's going on in their lives, right? You have no idea what's been going on. So even if they have told you no, that really means not now. So maybe you want to reconnect with them in 6 months, maybe you want to reconnect with them in a year. It's a perfect opportunity. So again, if you have been doing this for a while, then reconnect with some of those people that kind of fell through, that didn't do anything on either side, okay? So once you have your list of 100, the next thing will be that we're going to categorize them. So you can do this in whatever way you see fit. My list is going to go from 1 to 4. You can do A, B, C, so however you'd like to do it. Your number ones are going to be the people that you think, now we could be wrong, are going to be the ones that are the most interested or supportive for you. The people that are most likely to come out to a one-on-one or to a class, the ones that we're pretty sure go-to people, okay? Not that they're necessarily going to enroll, but the ones that would be interested and supportive are the greatest place to start to get your feet wet, okay? And again, if you've been doing this for a while, it's the same thing. Think of your number ones as your priority people, the ones that you're going to get in contact in the next week or two, okay? So those are your number ones. Number twos kind of fall in a couple of different categories. So one, they are interested in alternative healthcare, okay? Or two, that they have health issues. These are going to be people that you may not know much about them, but that you know that there's something there, okay? Or they're going to be that party person, that person who has every kind of network marketing party over at their home, okay? So that's going to be an option. as well as start thinking about local businesses in your area. So this is going to be the ones that you don't know them personally, but you know that they're there and you're comfortable to reach out to them. So for the local businesses, it can be that you're going to ask them to do a workshop at their location, maybe put up some flyers, or even see if you can sit down and do a one-on-one consult with them. So the biggest thing with your number twos is it's that you know a little bit about them, but that you're comfortable in approaching them, okay? Your number threes are going to be people you have access to. So you might be a little bit more distant from them, but there's some kind of relationship. So even think of like a neighbor that you have, right? So you can go over to your neighbor and say like, hey, I'm having a workshop for essential oils. It's going to be a one-on-one class. I would love it if you would make it over. It's going to be Saturday at 12, right? So it's not going to be completely crazy if you reached out to them. Same kind of thing with like a business would also qualify in your number threes as well. So they're basically, you know them well enough or that you see them enough that you're still comfortable to reach out and it's not awkward, okay? Your number fours. So your number fours are the people that you need to completely rebuild that relationship with and get back in touch with them. That if you wanted to say, hey, I'm having a tarot party, they'll be like, I haven't talked to you in 10 years. Okay, so the number fours are the people that you have to reconnect with and get things going. Say, hey, Sarah, it's been so long. How are you doing? We're now living in Mississauga. I got 2 kids and a dog. What have you been up to? Right, so that kind of situation. Okay, so that's basically your categories from 1 to 4. Now, I also put a B in as well. So B for me means builder or business-wise. So this is what I want you to think about is the person who you'd want to do the business with. This can be a close friend, a family member, somebody who's into alternative healthcare, someone who needs the financial help. So anything like that, you can put them in with your categories of 1, 2, and 3 as well. So I just kind of add that in there so I know who I'm going to for classes or who that I actually do want to talk about the business with. So again, you guys can make up your own categories however you like to, but that's kind of where I go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and B. The one thing I want you guys to know about that is super, super important is that the family and close friends that you think are going to be the most supportive people may not be there as you think they're going to be there. Okay, and your number twos might actually be those better people for you. Okay, that's common and that's okay. For some of you guys, your number ones are going to be those huge supportive people, and that's amazing. But I want you to know this up front because some people really, really bank on their closest friends and family. And when that doesn't work and it doesn't go the way that they thought it was, they're just like, well, if I can't get them, I'm not going to get anybody. And I'm going to suck at this. Okay? And I want you to realize that's not the way it works. This is completely me. My number ones, twos, I actually work more 2 and 3 is where my business goes. So if that is you, please don't worry about that. Let your upline know, and there's so much we can do with that, okay? So just be aware of it. Next, we are going to start off with a bit of homework for you. So I want you to sit down with a pen and paper and start your list of 100. Okay? Spend some time and get it written down so you have it. Once you're done your list and you've categorized them, I'd like you to go onto our team group. You're going to go into the files, and there is a video that I have done that is called Keeping Track of Your Contacts and Scheduling / the box. Okay? And what this is, I have actually done my own way of scheduling. I'm not a computer person. If you are, there's software that you can do for that, but I'm much more a paper person. So kind of made these boxes. They're super easy. I get most of everything from the dollar store or from Staples or Walmart. They're cheap and easy to do, But what it is it keeps you organized, which is one of the biggest things with your business. It's going to be scheduling and keeping organized. And now that you have 100 contacts, you need to have that. So make sure that you actually go on and watch that video on how to make the boxes as well. Again, if you guys are looking for computer software, then there are some of those, but that's not my forte, so talk to your upline about that. So that's basically the way that you're going to get started off with your business, but I'm going to give you guys a huge bonus part as well. So a lot of people, when they start off with running their doTERRA business, it's contacts, it's classes, and it's enrolling and moving on. But one of the best things you can do for your business when you're starting, so we're basically talking from elite and below, is using your products every single day. Okay, that is so super important, because if you're not using your products every single day, you're not seeing the changes that they can do even for yourself. You're not seeing the testimonials that you would have for yourself and or your family, or the testimonials that are available for us. Okay, the bottom line is that it's very important with connecting. And if you don't have belief in the product, then you don't totally see why other people need to have it in their lives. And you're going to have a very hard time, no matter who's on that list of 100, in getting them engaged and getting them interested. Okay, and that's the truth of it. Because if you don't see the absolute essential part of having the oils and supplements in your home, then why would they? Right? Does that make sense? And if you're not using your oils all the time and being consistent, then it's very hard to know what they do. Right? You can be using them a little bit here and a little bit there. If you have some issues going on, you've used it once for the day, but it's not really helping with that issue, then you're not going to see the benefits of your oils and supplements. So to take proper use, especially if we're talking about your own health concerns and goals, it makes a huge difference. And it's very important for you to be able to grasp what our products are actually capable of. That's a huge part of our business. And also, when you're in love with our products, you don't remember what you used before them, right? And it's very easy to say to somebody, you need these, and be believed, right? Because you live it. It's part of your every single day lifestyle. This is how I can get people on Lifelong Vitality and Terrazyme and On Guard and on the citrus oils, because we use it every single day. Okay, so I want you to take a second here with me, and I'm going to show you kind of where you are with your belief system. Okay, and if I said to you that this morning when you woke up, that last night somebody came into your home and they took all of your oils and they took all of your supplements and there's nothing left. Okay, unfortunately, doTERRA is having a worldwide shortage and we're not going to get anything for a couple of months, and you can't cheat and your friends don't have them, right? So you're going to go a couple of months without your products. How would you feel about that? Is that okay with you? Or are there some things that you have to have, right? There's a couple of things that I feel like, okay, I can live without, but there's a couple of products that we have to have. And we get this because it's part and it's been implemented and it's been part of our lives, right? We can kind of coast a little bit, but because what the products have done for us, it's been changing our lives. So it's something that we have to have for ourselves. And it's important that you feel like that, because then you get it. And people will get that from you. And if you're kind of like, that's not a big deal, or you can live without it, then you're not quite there yet. And there's no problem with that, because we've all been there. We all, when we started, didn't realize quite what the oils and supplements could do. So all that means is that you need to be using them a lot more, okay? You need to be using more types of oils, more types of supplements, and using them in all different kinds of ways. So for those of you who wouldn't freak out and panic if all of your oils and supplements are gone, you have some extra homework. And for the next week, I want you to use 10 oils and or supplements in one day, okay? So they should be all different and be using them, diffusing them internally, topically, and getting used to using the products on a daily basis. So for the next week, that is your extra job as well. And this is a huge part when it comes into growing your doTERRA business, because our ranks are directly connected with our belief system. And there comes a point where some people can kind of get stuck or they kind of stall out. And it's because their belief system needs to be learned and implemented before they can continue on to the next rank. And if you don't believe me, it's true. Okay? So the different ranks each have a belief system that goes with them. So if you get stuck at a certain rank, we can actually look at the belief system, and that's what needs to get worked on before you continue on. And for doTERRA, the very first belief system is belief in the product. Okay? So this is where you need to be starting so that you can keep on rising up in the ranks that you're wanting to hit. So I hope that's super helpful. So again, your homework, if you're not using your oils enough, that is number one. So you should be using at least 10 different oils or supplements in one day. Sit down with a pen and paper and probably your phone and make your list of 100, and then start to categorize them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and B. And once you're done that, you can hop on and watch the video of keeping track of your contacts and scheduling / the box. So take a look for that. And once you're done that, I will see you again for week number 2. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.